Hey, this is Sebastian from the Metal Gods Meltdown, and I'm joined by...
This is Michael Ace from the American band Aeraco.
I really love your band, Aeraco, and I've sort of looked out for you a fair bit over the years. What would you say has been your biggest accomplishment so far as a band?
Just writing and publishing music.
Yeah.
If you would have asked me that 5 years ago, I probably would have been thinking about any award that we won or a chart that we charted on, and I don't give a shit anymore. I just want to write good music and publish it and have, if one person enjoys it, then it was worth my time. So just writing music and publishing it.
Brilliant. So how easy or difficult has it been with COVID and that? Have you managed to shed loads of work during the period of lockdowns?
We all work our day jobs. We're fortunate enough to have trades or have skills outside of music, just because we need health insurance, man. So, we all work. I give a salute to all the hardcore full-time guys and gals out there. It's not easy.
No.
I know it was hard here for a couple of years. It's starting to open back up. But yeah, we fared okay. We had our speed bumps and some twists and some turns with the band, but nothing here or there. We made it to the other side. I'll knock on wood. I don't want to speak too soon, but all of us are, 2 arms, 2 legs, 2 ears. We're all good.
Totally, man. So where do you draw your inspirations from, and do you have help writing lyrically, or is it all just based on yourself?
Inspiration, I don't know. I listen to everything, and that sounds really cheesy and corny, because I know when you ask people, what kind of music do you listen to? Everyone is like, oh, I listen to everything. No, you don't. What do you favor? That's the question that I ask now is, oh, what kind of music do you favor? And people, well, that's an interesting way of asking it. I'm like, because when I ask what music you listen to, people say, I listen to everything. Yeah. It's like, all right. So I will genuinely listen to everything. I can go from really corny. I was just having a conversation about this with a friend of mine. I could go from really corny, cheesy 80s synth pop music straight to Kill Switch Engage like that, and just be at the gym working out, give a shit less what song I went from, what song it went into, doesn't wreck my vibe. So listen to everything. Lyrically, I don't know. I like lyrics that are a little obscure and don't give the message out quite right away. You kind of got to listen to it, and it's like a 2-layer thing. If you want to just turn the brain off and listen to a good rock song, you could definitely enjoy our stuff. But if you listen a little bit deeper to some of the lyrics I've written, I can imagine some people would raise their eyebrow and go, oh, I know what he's talking about. That's kind of cool. So it's just whatever, I guess whatever comes to you, and whatever the riff is yelling at you. Usually the riff will tell you what the song needs to be if you listen closely.
Cool. So if I was totally new to your band, which 2 tracks would you introduce me to?
I would absolutely introduce you to True North, which is our latest release.
Right.
I think True North is, it's not to plug the new stuff, right? But it's just a great song. We're really happy with it. We've done some stuff on it that we've never done before, and we found success with it. And in the studio, we'd listen to some of the stuff we were doing back and go, oh, wow, that sounds really good. And then I got to give 3. I'm sorry. I'm going to break the rules a little bit.
That's cool. That's cool, man.
Baptized by Fire is another really good one that people dig. And then Lullaby, just because Lullaby probably has some of the deepest meaning to us. And it's the most emotional song for us to play, and for a lot of fans to listen to, because if you're close to us, then you'll definitely know what it's about. And even if you're not close to us, even if you're relatively distant, you'll know why we wrote that song.
So what about tours and festivals? Have you got anything geared up for the summer?
It's a little weird right now. Right now, unfortunately, we're not a band that's big enough for festivals to come knocking on our door and busting the door down. So typically there's going to be this massive backlog of pretty large bands that people want to see. Yeah. And then they're going to reserve the smaller stages for bands who are going to already be signed to a major record. Well, we're signed to a major record label, but signed to a different type of contract than we are. Mm-hmm. Or people who are going to pay for the stage, and I'm not paying for the stage. It's not going to happen anymore. I don't do that. Sorry, I don't want to sound okay. Let me rewind. That sounded pretentious. For bands that do it, if it works for your band, 100%. It's not the wrong answer. It's not the right answer. It's just not the right answer for us anymore.
Understand that. Okay, then. So the next question is, if you could leave, now I've got to state this, leave 4 musicians on a desert island and just like leave them there, who would you choose?
Do they all have to be alive?
Yeah, alive or dead.
Oh, fuck.
I mean, like, you're going to desert them there. You're just like, I don't want to ever hear from Ed Sheeran again, sort of thing. You know what I mean?
Man, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I'd hate to take a massive dump on anybody, because if their music, listen, I don't listen to Cardi B, but clearly there's people who listen to Cardi B and her music speaks to people. Okay. And I would hope that maybe 1 or 2 of those folks would listen to my songs and go, yeah, you know, that Aeraco band, they're pretty tight. I like that band. You know, I would hope so. I guess okay. So I guess I'll instead of actually naming people, I'll go with qualities that I'd like to leave on a deserted island. Okay. I would say if you predominantly backtrack like 90% of your show or most of it, I'm not a fan of it. I get it. I mean, if you're older, or if you do, you know, 4-part harmonies or some shit like that, maybe you have to. Maybe you don't have a choice, and maybe that's a recessive part of your show. I'll let that slide as a fan. Not that I'm the arbiter of what is correct and what is not correct. I'm sure they could give a shit less as they're playing to 30,000, 40,000 people. But if backtracking is a dominant pattern of your show, it just really, it's kind of leaves me in an icky taste. I would say maybe not knowing your instrument as well as you should. Or like really heavily relying on the studio to do a lot of the heavy lifting for you, and you can't replicate what you do live. Yeah. I guess it's kind of a distant cousin to backtracking. I would say anything super gimmicky, but we were gimmicky in the beginning, so we would have been on that island. You know, we have we all have stage names, and none of us go by our. It's funny because we do actually know some really, really talented musicians here that have toured the world and are relatively higher up there. And whenever I give them a call, hey Ace, and I'm like, Ace, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's the ridiculous stage name I gave myself 10 years ago for some odd reason. But you know, gimmicky can be cool. You know, I like Ghost. I think Ghost is cool. They got a gimmick. They got a setup. I dig it. Yeah. I think is your picture with the singer from Lordy? Is that?
Yes, it is. Yes.
Okay. They got a gimmick going on, and I love it. Same thing with Guar. I dig it. I know Hard Rock Hallelujah is just such a great rock anthem, man.
He's such a class guy, honestly.
he genuinely, you know what's great about him is he genuinely seems like a very learned, very educated, astute rock musician. You can tell by the music that those guys write, they could easily be a massive success, much larger than they are, but they refuse to move away from what they've done and what they truly enjoy. And I got so much respect for that. So I don't know if you'll get okay. This is going to be an obvious one, but any form of pretentiousness or pretentious attitude, I don't like.
Yeah.
Especially if you're a band that is of a similar status of Aeraco. We're a drop in the ocean. We have no reasons to be jerk offs, and nobody else has a reason to have a bad attitude. So we've met a couple of those people. The fourth one is, I guess, a behavioral trait and I'm not the biggest fan of, is self-degradation. I don't like that. And I know quite a few bands that you'll go up to them and you'll compliment them. Hey man, your music's great. Just shut up and take the compliment. Nobody likes the guy that's like, that song was a little, just dude, stop. There's went to see a band not long ago, and I'm not going to blow sunshine up somebody's, somebody's skirt. If it's a good set, I'll come up to you and I'll say, hey man, great set. Even if it's not such a great set, I'll come up to you and I'll still get, hey man, great show, great energy. I'll try and find some redeeming quality in the show.
Yeah.
I went up to a guy and I was like, hey man, great set. And we know him. We swim in similar ponds. So if you watch this, you know who you are. He goes, walk up to him and said, hey man, great set. And he goes, we were a little off tonight. And I go, yeah, you're right. You guys kind of sucked, but I didn't want to actually tell you that. And he was thrown off, and I leaned in and I'm like, just take the compliment, dude. It doesn't hurt. The shit is free. Stop. I'm not going to sit here and beg you to take my compliment and shower you with all of my love. Dude, I came up to you. You got a good set. It was good energy. Don't be like, yeah, we messed up, and make faces on stage and, give each other like, oh, we messed up that note. Guess what? Everyone's drunk. Nobody cares. In fact, I've got what? 100,000 streams on one of our songs on Spotify. Nobody knows the lyrics. Nobody knows the notes. Everyone's going to go, oh yeah, that was probably the actual note. They don't know. Just have a good time. So, if someone comes up to you and they try to compliment your work, self-degradation is never a very attractive quality. So those would be the four. But otherwise, music, I appreciate creators. I wouldn't say throw Machine Gun Kelly on an island or whatever. He's, people are talking about pop punk again. Awesome. Cool.
Yeah.
It is what it is. So yeah, just quality, I guess.
Absolutely. All right, and next one's my Belgian friend who insists I put this question in. I've had some rude answers to this one though. So, if you were an instrument, what would you be?
I almost want to ask you what the rude answers were.
Also, like flutes and also, as long as I get involved by a girl, sort of thing. Yeah,
Oh my God. If I was an instrument, what would I be? I think I would be a guitar, but I would be a very specific type of guitar. Not a very specific type of guitar, just specific, I guess. I'm not hyperbolic with it, but I think I'd be a classical guitar.
Sorry.
I was just going to say there have been some amazing songs written on classical guitar.
Yeah.
Great rock songs.
Yeah, totally.
I feel like Randy Rhoads, one of my favorite guitar players. So he, neoclassical player. D is amazing. The scales that he was using on Diary of a Madman was just, you could play that on a classical guitar and you would have thunk that, some mentally disturbed behemoth in the 1600s wrote it or something. Classical guitar, you could easily write a metal song on, but you could play something smooth and sexy on it. And, you could play flamenco on it. You could play rock on it. You could play, classical pieces on it. You could literally pick up a classical guitar and drink a horrible, horrible, I don't know how much a beer is there, terrible 1 pound beer or something like that just tastes awful. Or you could pick up a nice glass of wine. It just depends on how you feel. I suppose you could do that with any guitar, but classical guitar would probably be the one for me.
Brilliant. Okay, then. So is there a song written by someone else that you wish you'd written?
Oh, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. Dance Macabre by Ghost.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
It pisses me off every time I listen to it. I listen to that song and I'm like, you catchy son of a gun, man. Dance Macabre is one. What's the other one? There's a couple by Killswitch Engage that I sit back and I'm like, ugh, that is just disgusting. I listen to just chunkiness and I'm like, there's one by there's a song by Goat Whore that is really great. Yeah, there's a song by them that I listen to and I'm like, damn, that's a damn good song. Call Me Sunshine by Ghost is another great new one that they had written, which is just fantastic. I would pay money to go back in time and write Battery by Metallica.
Oh, absolutely, man. Yeah.
Probably my favorite metal song of all time. One of my top 5 albums of all time.
Yeah.
Master. Love Blizzard of Oz. So Crazy Train's fantastic. I Don't Know is great. Mr. Crowley is awesome. I listen to a couple and I'm like, oh, just such good usage of chord structures and scales. And, you know, I was chatting with, we did a song with Michelangelo Badio a while ago, and we were talking about Crazy Train. And he goes, great. You know, Michelangelo Badio is such a great guy. He goes, you know, Crazy Train's the only song you can get away with going from a minor key to a relative major in A. And it's bum, 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 da-da-da. And it's happy and people love it. It's so wild. And I'm like, it's true. It's wild. It goes from this dark F sharp minor, nasty bum 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 up to your A, and it gets all happy, and you're like, this is a cool twist, man. So there's that one, Battery. There's quite a few Queen songs that I've loved. Queen is probably one of the bands that got me into music. So yeah, I better shut up before these bands start, you know, looking at going through my catalog going, oh, yep, you took that, you snagged that from
you took that, yeah, man. Okay, can you give
good luck to them? They wouldn't get any money out of me. So good luck.
Bro, can you give me 4 words to describe Aeraco?
Damn. It's like that weird interview question. What are the strengths and qualities of your work? I don't know, man. Okay, decent, palatable, semi-digestible.
Brilliant. Love the answer.
Like how I say, I don't like self-degradation, and here I am, like, we're decent. If I had to be serious, I would say interesting. We make interesting decisions. The reason I said is because we combine some different styles. Whenever people listen to us, they're kind of like, I can't exactly pinpoint you. It's like 80s metal, but a little bit more new and modern sounding. And I take that as a compliment. I love that. So I'd say interesting, fun. I like the word fun. Sounds corny, but fun. We don't take ourselves too seriously at all. Like, we never take pictures where it's like, there's me mugging the camera. Like, we're too cool for you to listen to me, you know? And those are cool, man. I just can't pull it off. Nobody's gonna take that seriously if I do it. My wife is gonna look at me and be like, "Yeah, dude, stop. You're like the nicest guy that people, you know." Well, maybe some people would disagree with that one. So, I'd say interesting, fun, different and interesting are kind of synonymous with each other. And then I guess the last 2, I would just say hard rock. I don't want to offend all the metal elitists out there who are like, you're not metal, bro. It's not metal. It's not heavy enough. Sit back and go, well, you're probably right, but it's too soft for rock.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it's too hard for rock. It's too soft for metal. So I guess it's hard rock, I guess. I don't know. I'll let people decide on that one. That's a good question.
Absolutely, mate. Okay, so next one's 5 questions, either or either. So the first one's vinyl or digital?
Vinyl.
Brilliant.
Any artist that answers that question digital, I question your sensibility on that one. Vinyl. It's warm. I love when you lay a needle down, you get that crackling going.
Yeah.
And then it just hits in, and it's got this warmth and roundness to it, and you're like, ugh, that's awesome. And you get that
absolutely
crackling, sizzling going on. It takes me back to my dad playing old Leonard Skinner vinyls and, just old Jimi Hendrix vinyls and Stevie Ray Vaughan. And it just takes me back. There's a special place for that.
It's definitely a special warmth. I know what you mean, man. Absolutely. Okay, next one. Festival or small intimate gig?
Small intimate gig.
Okay. Pizza or beer?
I'm going to go with pizza. Not a big beer guy, actually.
Okay. Saint or sinner?
Both.
And the final one?
Depends what time of day it is.
Yeah, cool. Final one. Joe Biden or Kermit the Frog?
Did you say Joe Biden or Kermit the Frog?
Yeah, yeah.
I'd say an empty Snickers wrapper. Neither of them. Kermit the Frog, he's got a voice and personality. If stuff goes wrong, I can still be mad. A Snickers wrapper, at least you know what you're going to get, which is nothing. It's just going to be a wrapper,
Yeah,
what's interesting is I do enjoy politics. Part of what I do outside of the band is somewhat kind of entrenched in that. And American politics has been interesting. I actually work with quite a few people in the UK who work, they work in the UK, and they always ask me the same thing. Dude, what the hell's going on over there?
Yeah, man.
And I say, I don't know. I'm not. It's wild.
Yeah,
it's a wild thing happening over here.
Yeah, it's crazy days, man. Absolutely. Do you have any final words for your fans and our viewers and listeners?
Yeah. Check us out if you choose. If you choose not to, cool. It's up to you. The band spelling is particular, so it's Aeraco. Some people say area code, which is funny. People are like, "Are you that area code band?" And I'm like, "Yeah." That's
I thought it was called Aircon or something. No, I didn't.
Right. So yeah, you can find us pretty much anywhere. You plug us into Google, you hop on Spotify. We just released a new song, True North, which we're really excited about, and showcases a new member of the band. Some different stuff that we've been working on, releasing, kind of trickling out singles as we go. So if you like hard rock and you dig kind of that combination between kind of newer hard rock metal with a combination of a little bit of an 80s spin in it, then give us a shot. If you like it, cool. Join the fam. If not, well,